adequately prepared with friendly matches, with good camping, with good exposure, and all of that. It couldn't have been better.
Yeah, I tell you, we're playing in Canada, and if it is for the men who know how much of pressure we'll be talking about right now. The African champions, they want to go to this competition, prove that, being African champions is not a fluke, and they want to show the quality. Don't forget, we've got, plenty of young lads in that team. Their sister. These are girls that are determined. But just like we yesterday, the most important thing right now is to prepare these girls, give them adequate preparation with quality friendly games. If it is the men, we'll be talking now, we can get the Brazil quality friendly games for them. So we need to get quality friendly game for these guys. Yes, we might start from Nigeria, move them to an atmosphere where they can, something they should expect in Canada in terms of weather. Honestly, should be.
I agree with you.
And top quality friendly games. Let's test these guys against high opposition, teams that play with more techniques than us. Then I am very sure if we put all these things into place, these girls will fly and
I agree with you. The fact that we played the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup here, where we're able to play up to the final, is an advantage, because most of those girls at the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup may eventually make this team. So they already know what Canada offers, they already know what it looks like. Most of those games were played on artificial pitches. I'm not sure it will be different for the Women's World Cup itself. So we have some semblance of understanding where we'll be playing.
Yeah,
which is key.
That's why I think that's an added advantage. They are going to play more matches on artificial turf. The FIFA Secretary General confirmed that, I think, last week, that they have settled that one. Canada will be like a second home for the Super Falcons, because that was where Asisa Oshuala, brought into limelight. Other players also did very well. Halima Kanyide, all of them did very well in Canada. So in terms of familiarity, I think it will work in our favor. But we should not just begin to say because we went there last year.
I'm playing to the final. It's a different competition.
It's a different competition. These are some of the best players in the world, and we would need to play them in friendly games. We need to start campaign early. Edwin Okon need to know some of the players, the ones he want to test whether to bring them into the team or not. Give them the avenue for him to train these players and see whether they fit into his plan.
There was an issue that we raised the other time. I think I raised it with Cici when she was on this show. When Edwin Okon was going for the African Women's Championship, he didn't have time. So what they relied on was most of the players that he's used to playing for his club, Rivers Angels, that he knows, playing in the league. And he was able to take 80% of the team with these home-based players to the African Women's Championship to becoming African champions. Now we have the World Cup in 6 months. He has more time. There are some better exposed players. There are some stronger players in Europe that he has a chance of seeing in friendly games and good preparation and strengthening this team against the weaknesses that we saw in Namibia.
I agree with you, Tony. On the African continent, I think we can just maybe on one or two occasions we always get to the semi-final, get to the final, and possibly win. But it's a different ball game in the world, because you have some of the best coaches, the best players on parade. So I agree with you when you say that there are some players in Europe that he still needs to give one or two chances to in the team. And there's no other way to do this than to play friendly games. You cannot do that in training sessions. You need to play top quality countries in the world and see whether these players can fit in, whether they are better than the ones you took to the World Cup. And the good thing is that some of the players who went to the African Women's Championship also consider to the fact that they cannot play the same way they did in Namibia.
They surely have to raise their game.
And win the World Cup. So they need to raise their game. They need to play top quality friendly games to assess their level of readiness.
We're not even asking them to go and win the World Cup in the races of the world. What we're just saying is, okay, go and win the World Cup. but in essence, what we're saying is, let's have our best record ever. Maybe get to the semi-finals, and then we'll pick it up from there. All right, let's play the girls. We wish Edwin Okon and the girls all the best of luck. They were at the draw. I'm sure it also give an opportunity for them to talk to other coaches and maybe fix friendly games that we hope the Nigeria Football Federation and Amaju Pinnick and his board will be able to make all these things happen. All right, let's come to football very quickly, the continental football now, and just quickly run through this one. Dramatic game it was in Cairo, Saturday night. El Ahly needed a goal in the 94th minute to beat Silver Sports 1-0. El Ahly eventually win 2-2 on the away goals. Heartbroken Silver Sports players fell on the pitch inconsolable. They held the game for 93 minutes. Just when we thought they had sealed it and they had won away from home, they crumbled to a late goal on Mab Muteb of El Ahly with the crucial heartbreaking goal and the winner for El Ahly of Egypt. So congratulations to El Ahly. They've now won every kind of trophy, club football trophy on the African continent.
Yeah, interestingly, this is massive. 19 African title for El Ahly.
19 African titles for El Ahly.
They've won the CAF Champions League a record 8 times, CAF Super Cup 6 times, and then and the African Cup winners also 4 times, including the CAF.
The defunct African winners, which is now the CAF Confederations Cup.
So interestingly, the Al Ahly has been, the way Al Ahly used to do it is sometimes surprising. Because the unrest in this country, but
they still keep that football going.
The club is won the Champions League back to back, and they just have these programs that help the players, even if the league is not going on regular basis. And I think, I don't know, we could take some positive from Al Ahly.
We can.
Toby, Al Ahly is an institution in Egypt. Whether there is turmoil or not, their supporters will be unwavering. And that is
100,000 supporters.
100,000
active games. They lack active games, and the same on the African continent.
And when the players put on that red jersey, they are transformed into beasts
on the pitch.
So they forget about
ravenous animals.
They kept on fighting until they got
that goal in almost the end of the game. But I think we can learn a few lessons from it for our clubs, particularly those that will be playing the CAF Champions League and the CAF Confederations Cup. We really want to see that fight, that hunger, and maybe we'll talk about that later on as we go on. Let's come now to football. Domestic football, and talk about the Global Premier League. So we've been perusing this statement from the league management company, and we got confirmation that they have remitted merit award for the just concluded season. Pillars going on with most cash, 15 million for winning. That's different from what all the clubs got as appearance at the beginning of the season. And the incentives for TV coverage, 250,000 naira for every live game for the home team has also been paid. Yeah,
actually, interestingly, I think Kano players, yes, will be happy 50 million. Don't forget, 50% was shared last season, but 5%, increase this time. 5%, the club, the 20 club got 75.
So there was a 50% increase this time.
About 25%, increase this time around.
It was 50 last year.
50, and this time around 75. That's around 50%.
50% increase.
For Kano players, we got 50 million. Relegated team 1.5.
The bottom place team maybe got 1.5. So they still have something. So for finishing bottom.
Last season, Shooting Stars got around 1 million, and these are what we'll be talking about. Let clubs get something back after spending a lot from the season. Don't forget the appearance fee money at the beginning of the season, and also before the second standard kickoff. So they've got plenty of millions this season from the league management company. We can just build on this, try to get more corporate sponsors to come into the league, and all this merit award appearance fee would increase, and you will see clubs making millions from sponsorship from the league title.
All right, TV money also came in for some of the clubs. We had less incidents of teams fighting against live broadcast this season. I hope next season will even be better. But let's talk about our friends, League Bloggers Award. Something interesting is happening. The League Bloggers Award have told us, they have unveiled to us that for the player of the season winner, it's a brand new car. One of the sponsors of the League Bloggers Award is giving a brand new car to whoever emerges player of the season. Fantastic.
Yeah, it's a tremendous innovation. This is a testimony to the fact that if anything is properly run, it will attract
the right kind of attention.
Sponsors. You don't need too much government money, because government money comes with a lot of problems. But if you generate money privately, there will be that form of transparency, there will be that form of honesty that will attract private.
I'm even impressed that somebody is ready to put this down for the best player on the domestic scene.
Because it has been packaged very well. They have seen the followership of the League Bloggers Award, and they have seen how the media has followed it. So when there is something for you to gain, you always get involved.
Okay, pre-season beginning. these people want to do it again. Seri Masugida, Kano Pillars, Toby.
Yeah.
So this is the club.
Yeah, you know, this is the club, you know.
But how can they begin pre-season so early? This season just ended not too long ago.
I tell you.
But as you said, maybe they want to start screening.
Yeah.
The key players are not going to be involved in this at this stage.
No, the key players might be involved. You know, don't forget, nobody is sure when the season will kick off. Speculated match, and that will be when
Already continental games are on.
will run, and you know, they want to keep these players fit. They want to get them involved in quality games and also quality campaign. Canopy they are the champions in Nigeria, back-to-back champions. The last time on the continent, the falter, they could not get to the group stages. Many pressure on them. Many fans demanding much from them this time around. They want to see them, you know, perform. They proved this quality, proved their merit that, you know, winning the league 3 times on the bounce is not a fluke, and they want to, you know, put on a great performance this time around. So they started camping. Don't forget they will sort out, you know.
This is Canopy celebrating at the end of the season in Aba.
They've won 3 titles away from home. They've always lifted the title away from home on the last day, and you know they would love to sort players transfers, you know, bring in quality players, you know, beef up their squad, and you know, build a very strong squad going on the continent next season, because I think no one will accept any excuse this time around if they failed at least to the group stages of the CAF, you know, Champions League.
All right, so I think it's a fantastic one, really. We don't know what level of work will go into it, but they want to correct the mistakes of the past. But let's talk about coaches that have been fired now. This is a surprise for me. Aqua United have sacked coach Patrick Udo. What exactly is
why are we surprised?
Coaches are meant to be higher.
No, it is a tradition. The last time it was Tengo that left. So they have
So you mean Aqua United have a tradition?
No, they have nearly continued the trend. So
they have told the goalkeeper trainer to step in. What exactly has happened? Really? I think Patrick Udo actually did quite well at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, he started where everyone thought they could just compete for a title, or, you know, end up among the top 4. They said for poor performance, 51 points from possible 144 points. Very, very poor. Just 1 point away from relegation.
What did they do to the players?
Yeah, I'm still coming to that point. Yes, you know, the board sat down. They said the poor season, but what led to that poor season? You know, poor finance. The players.
The players are protesting most of the time, hungry, and
the coach doesn't have something in his belly, and also to have time to teach his players. I think Aqua United should check a lot of things in terms of the management.
Instead of looking at the coach is the scapegoat.
They will get a new coach. They've gotten a new coach and a interim coach, a new coach next season. What about the finance of these players into the new season? That one is key for them if they want to, if they will not stack their coach again next season. I mean, you know, after poor performance, covering up for their own
lapses. That's the way it is, but it's really unfortunate. Patrick Udo out of job. We're sure we'll get another job maybe before the beginning of the next season. It's time for us to go on a quick break now, but Toby, I must thank you so much for your time. We'll go on a quick break now. When we return from that break, we'll be unveiling our special guest to you. You'll get to meet him when we return from this time. Let's take it to Germany, bring you highlights from the German Bundesliga. There's still plenty more for you on Sports Tonight.